Welcome to our third night of our Swipe Right. So that's right for you guys. So we started at the bus stop, which you can't see, and then we had coffee, and now we're at the chairs. Okay, so over the years, I've had a few relationships. I've learnt a few things and been hurt a few times, and sometimes I've rushed getting to this point. So I find that this point here, so the chairs, can be the make or break point in relationships. But at the same time, you can also apply this to friendships. So it can be the make or break point of a friendship of when you get to this point of sitting in a chair and getting pretty close to someone. Over the years, I've been known to jump into relationships. I've rushed it so much. I've already planned what I'm doing before I've even been at the bus stop. I've seen a guy and gone, yep, how's it going? How's it going? And I've learnt that our top 4 cultures, that I crave that. I crave to be loved. I crave for someone to accept me. I crave for someone to value me, to want to sit in a chair or even go down the line to be in the bed. I crave for me to belong to someone. And that's a hard thing to realise, is that those things that, like, you're not getting those things and that you try and get them in other ways. The Settling For series for me hit pretty hard. I realised that I settle for guys and that I settle for friends. And since the Settling For series, I've pushed a lot of people out of my life.
Okay.
So I was at work one day, so I work in the city, and I was standing at the train station, and I see this guy standing in a suit. It's nice and tailored, makes his butt look good, and I was like, damn boy. So this is the bus stop for me. So I had coffee, so plucked up the guts, and I was like, hi, I'm MJ.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Do you want to get coffee?
Sorry, it's mine. Can't argue with the man.
So we went out for coffee. I took him from his man. And so then I was like, after we'd had coffee, we talked for a bit, I was like, hey Josh, want to come over? And what did you say, Josh?
Yeah, sure.
So Josh, do you want to come sit in the chair with me? Yeah. Josh, do you remember the pickup line I used on you at the train station? It's like a really good one.
Do you want to get coffee?
No. It was the best pickup line. I was like, iTunes lied to me. You're the hottest single. So he's now on my pad, and we're getting close. Because we're getting the chairs. Look at the way he's looking at me. So we're sitting at the chairs, and when you're at this point, it's when you start to see the person's personality, their character, and like who they are. You've had your level 1 conversations, and now you're getting to the next level. You're getting a bit deeper, a bit more personal, a bit closer. So a lot of my mates, when I talk about guys in the past, they go, so where does he score? Now that in some context can be a bad thing, but in mine they're referring to this man list that I have. This list that I kind of, like, I've written it for myself, but I learned about this thing in Bridgewilders a couple of years ago, and it's like what you look for in a partner what you don't want in a partner, pretty much. But what I've learned since then is that it's not a rule book, but it's more like a promise for yourself of what you deserve and what you shouldn't settle for. So, in my case, this is my mains. So, the things that I want in a guy, or in green, so go there. The blue are the things that I'll compromise, or the things that I'll settle for. And the nope, the big swipe left, nope, run away, red flag, get out, shoo fly, don't bother me. You'll be surprised how many times I have gone nope. So this isn't a box that my man needs to fit into, but it shouldn't that he has to fit, but that he already does. Like, it's not something that he needs to change himself to be about. So this wasn't Josh, because Josh is a nice guy. So I met a guy online. It was not Tinder. I do not like Tinder. That's another story for another day. I met this guy, and we've been talking heaps. We've had coffee. You can relax. It's okay. I'll bug you later. So we'd had coffee, and we'd gone to Pancake Parlour because I'm a big kid and I like pancakes and I wanted dinner. So we're getting a bit closer. So chairs is kind of like dinner. So kind of sitting opposite each other, staring into his eyes and talking about ourselves. And we're talking about what music we liked and what we did on the weekends and stuff. And then it got to a next level, and he said an offhand comment where he's like, oh, I love music festivals, and every time I go, I always pop a pill or a couple, or like I get some stuff on the way. And I'm sitting there, and as soon as he says that, my face is just gone. Like, a lot of my friends know that face of like, what? Wait, I just missed something. Phil does it a lot. And I was like, I stopped him. I was really rude and stopped him mid-conversation. I was like, what do you mean about pills? Like drugs? And he's like, oh yeah, like I can't go to a music festival without taking something. And in my head, I was like, no, bad, drugs, And he's then gone, oh yeah, so when you go to music festivals, what do you pop? And I was like, well, one, I've never been to a music festival, and two, I don't like drugs. And he's like, oh, well, we'll go to a music festival and you can pop something. And I was like, no. But in all those conversations of coffee, he seemed so good. And all the conversations we'd had before that, he seemed so good. So I was like, maybe I could compromise on this. Maybe I could settle for this. That's something, but drugs is a big no for me. So long story short, we stopped talking and I don't see him anymore, and good riddance. Honestly, good riddance. So as we're getting closer, and we're getting to this point, because you're close to me. I'm starting to see Josh's character. I'm starting to see his values. I'm starting to see the integrity. So if he keeps his word, and those core values that have got to align, all that we have in common. So core values are what affect our decisions, the way we live our lives, and how we cope in difficult situations and with family and stuff. So it's kind of like that moral compass. So like where it's directing us, and if those core values get hit or we change it, like that tweaks it. It will end up in a completely different spot in the end. So yeah, when you're at chairs, you can touch their arm. You could smell them. So so like Josh is probably wearing Lynx or like his cologne. I'm just like, that smells nice. It's not Obsession by Calvin Klein, because I'd be like, I do not like Calvin Klein, but yeah. So, and also like we're that close that I could just stroke his face.
Whoa.
Beautiful.
So right now, Josh is going, No.
Run away.
So I wouldn't recommend stroking someone's face if you're still getting to know them, because they may punch you, they may run away, or you may never hear from them, or you might get a restraining order. So don't do that, guys, unless you really know them. I did it to a guy once, and he called me some not nice names, and we never talked again.
What did he call you?
Not nice name.
Not names.
Let's not
Not
talk
nice
about it.
Not
Princess
nice names.
Phone.
Okay, so when we're sitting here and we're talking about ourselves and talking about that next level stuff, and so Josh, start telling me about yourself. What do you like?
So I like guitar.
Oh yeah.
Learning to fly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love playing the guitar. I really want to fly a day.
Yeah.
No.
Take you up sometime.
So when you're at this level and the person's telling you about all the different things that they like doing and going a bit deeper, is that you can be going, yeah, I like that, or you can be in your head going, nah, I hate that shit. Stuff. But I love this shit. But at the same time, like, everyone's different. Everyone's got their own personality. Everyone's unique. And when at that point where you're going, yeah, I like that. No, I don't like that in your head. But if I really like Josh, I could be like, no, I love guitars, and I'm lying about who I am. And that goes against my core values of lying and who I am. That's not cool. It's so easy to lie to impress someone. But you shouldn't have to lie to keep someone in your life. If they're someone of integrity, being a friend or a potential partner, you shouldn't have to lie. They should accept you and love you for who you are. So, going back to my man list, it's like a list of values. If you look back at it, if we look at it as in like independence, that could be a value to them. Like they don't want everyone to be controlling their lives. They're independent themselves and like making their own decisions. Working, they don't want to be obliged. They don't want to be that person who doesn't want to work and is really lazy. They might, another value or thing could be respect. It could be and not hitting people. It could, and so a big thing for me is aggression. So I was seeing a guy for a little bit, another one of my guys, and I went to the pub with him, and we're watching a football game, and he'd always told me how much he loved footy, and all I did was tap him on the shoulder. Next thing I know, I was getting punched in the face and I was on the ground.
Jesus.
So all I did was literally tap him on the shoulder and he swung around and punched me in the face. Never saw the guy again, and being in a public place, the police were involved, and so that's a whole bunch of fun. So a big thing for me is aggression and sport. As you probably saw this, not into football, because it was a football match. I have a funny thing now with football, but it comes back down to where my core values are and the character of the person who I want to attract or the person who's with me. So that's like drugs. Like, if you do drugs, nah, red flag, out of my life. Like, I don't want that. That doesn't align with who I am and my core values. But talking about a man list, like, it's a good thing because that shows me who I am and what cause I have. But then I also have a very superficial list where I want a man who is 180 centimetres or a little taller, has blue eyes, blonde hair, is European, king of some country, has a private jet, lots of money, loves animals, wants to spoil me rotten, and will buy me a giant diamond ring.
I love that.
So, oh, it has to be older than me. So Josh is taller than me. Yeah, you're not my man. So I was
That's right, that's the image that popped in my head.
you're still the hottest single on iTunes. But that in an ideal world, yes, but I can't be picky about who I want as my partner or as my friend because you can't be. You never know what's out there. So I've got to be open in myself. But if their core values align with mine and I find them attractive, because I think that's a pretty important thing in a partner is that I find them attractive, then that it might work. Like I never know that the perfect partner for me might have brown hair, brown eyes, same height as me, and is a builder. But I've got to be open to that because when I'm getting here, I want to be able to be close with them and be vulnerable and that our cores align in a nice possible way. A lot of my friends say I wear my heart on my sleeve, that I'm known as the fixer-upper or the one that always picks up the ones that are bruised, and that I'm more like their mother than their girlfriend. And that's something that I've only learnt recently, that I need to stop trying to fix people or fix a guy going, oh, no, I can fix that in him, I can fix that, I can make him better. Because that's not what I need. I need someone who encourages me, who challenges me and makes me happy and not feel like I'm their mother picking up after them. So this year, I decided in our power group, for those who don't know, it's our over 18s kind of mentoring group, I decided that I want to spend a year being single. For me, that's a massive thing because I'm always trying to find someone to love me, who wants me, who values me. But I've got to love myself first. I've got to know who I am before I can give myself to someone else who I've met at a train station in a nice suit. Because I deserve it. And that I shouldn't have to settle for something because I'm worth more than that. I'm worth more than the crown jewels. I'm worth more than that 180 centimetre king who's from Europe and has a plan and lots of cats. I deserve that. So I deserve to spend a year loving myself and finding out who I am before I'm even at a chair, before I'm even at the bus stop. I've got to know who I am and where my core values are. I always have guys, seems when I rush to this point, I have guys who challenge me and go, send me a picture of your I've literally had that. It's great. Or if you don't, it was not Tinder. If you don't sleep with me, you're going to be a crazy old cat lady who dies alone. If we don't sleep together, you'll never have kids. And I'm like, pretty sure I'll have kids, just not with you. There was a guy who I went out for dinner with him, and we're eating our Parmas, and I was about halfway through, and the guy's gone, so what are we eating tonight? I'm really looking forward to editing this. So
I just bit my
I-
tongue really hard.
I literally dropped my knife and fork, picked up my bag, and walked out.
You didn't bring a drink on him first?
No, you gotta go.
No, it was a really good diet coke. No, that
It was a really good
the
diet.
coke was better than him.
Wait, was it really hot meal? Like, was it
should've
really
gone
hot? Like,
vodka
boiling
inside.
hot?
I didn't
Could've
care.
thrown it
I was like, nah, I need to get out. I'm out.
Vodka in his eyes.
Whoa.
That's what I said. That was my idea.
That's what they
Put
said.
pepper.
So- Yeah, so guys, we develop our core values, our integrity, and our character of how we're brought up, the experiences we have, the friends we have, the environments we put ourselves into. So, yes, over the years, our core values can change in us because we grow up. We learn new things. We experience new things. So I might have, 5 years ago, gone out with a crazy footballer. Not going to happen now. But at the same time, we have to stick with who we are because we're unique. There's no better version of us than ourselves. So we may as well live with it in a good way, obviously, and know what our core values are so that we know who the best person is. And so then when we get to this point, we can go, hi, and that everything aligns and that you can then go to the couches and onto the bed if it gets to that point. But if it doesn't align here and your values aren't aligned, then you need to be able to see it and go, I'm sorry, we're not alike. This isn't going to work. You're not the hottest single anymore. You're in like the bottom 10.
Not me, it's you.
Bottom.
It's not you, it's me. It's not me.
Yeah. So tonight I challenge you in your packs to talk about your core values, what they are. Write them down. Write down what you won't settle for or the things you might. Start writing that man or girl list or that friendship list of what values you see in yourself that you want to see in a friend or a partner. So, yeah. Get excited as we head to the couches next week.